Welcome back to the channel. It's time for the big NXT review. Hey, it's Scott Barratt and welcome back to the Burning Truth. And this is where we break down all the biggest action in the world of wrestling. Tonight, or last night, NXT, it threw an absolutely amazing show out. More fuel on the fire as we head towards Stand and Deliver. Stephanie Vaquer went double duty, walked out with both championships still in hand. Spoilers, Oba Femi sent a brutal message to Javon Evans. Trick Williams got involved and accidentally nailed Evans. And now, still, DarkState is watching. Plus, we got Ethan Page shutting down Chase U again. Fatal Influence just might have their eyes on the gold. And we've got a lot to talk about. So, let's do all the good stuff. Hit that like button. It's free. You may as well just do it. Strap in. Subscribe as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully on YouTube. Help us get there, please. We will get there, just whether you want to come along for the ride or not. And let's get right into it. And I think the first thing that I really want to talk about is Stephanie Vaquer, right? So double duty, we know that. And I think the best way to say this is she went into full beast mode this week, defended both of the championships. The women's title versus Jada Parker. You know, it's fair to say that Parker came in fired up, throwing bombs. A really nasty hip attack, actually. Unfortunately, Jordynne Grace distracted her at the worst time, and Stephanie Vaquer rolled her up for the win. Post-match then, Parker and Grace had a bit of a to-do, and then Fatal Influence attacked Stephanie Vaquer. Sorry, I've got an itchy nose. Solid match, but I think needed more build. And the distraction was a bit weird because Jordynne Grace is supposed to be a babyface. Yeah, it was just a bit. And then in the main event, North American Championship. This is after, obviously, the end of the match then. Fatal Influence is standing tall over Stephanie Vaquer. And then in the main event, we got the North American Women's title match, which was Stephanie Vaquer versus Fallon Henley. Henley jumped Vaquer early. But once again, Vaquer, precision, nailed him for the win. Absolutely nailed Fallon Henley. And that's 2 matches, 2 titles, and 1 undeniable star. It was then at the end of the night that Jada Parker came back out for a bit more. Jordynne Grace wanted to get face-to-face with Stephanie Vaquer. Really wanted that title match. Holding on to the women's title, not the North American title, but holding on to the women's title while she was passing them to Stephanie Vaquer. And that's the match they're building up to, hopefully. So Jordynne Grace versus Stephanie Vaquer, and I'm here for it. It sounds really good. So let's just get there and do it. Sorry if that was a bit confusing. My notes weren't perfect on that one. I must admit I'm tired this morning, and I watched it in the middle of the night, and I'm feeling a bit spacey. What else happened on the show? Oba Femi, he targeted Javon Evans with a powerbomb message. Or an attempted one anyway. Heritage Cup match was Lexis King versus Javon Evans, and Evans had the champ reeling until Oba Femi ambushed him and hit what I can only describe. It was called his finisher for Fall from Grace or something along the lines of that. But what it actually was an old school Undertaker last ride onto the apron, and it was horrible to see, especially seeing as how much we love Javon Evans on the show. And that led to Lexis getting the win, retaining the Heritage Cup, the worst championship in wrestling. Post-match there was chaos. So Femi and Javon Evans are brawling, lights out, DarkState's in the crowd. But then before DarkState can get to the ring, or Oba Femi and Javon Evans can really do any damage, Trick Williams hits the ring, goes for Femi, but nails Evans with the trick shot instead. So we are building up to hopefully a triple threat match here, and I'm here for it. That sounds like a really good time. So we've got that going on. And just the match in general, it was good. I'm not the biggest fan of Lexis King, but really like Javon Evans. And yeah, it's just building up that collision course for Stand and Deliver, hopefully. What else did we have on? Chase U. So Ethan Chase was firing on all cylinders. You can find the interview that the Burning Truth did with him before his NXT run. That's on the channel. So if you hit that subscribe button, go and find us, the Burning Truth 251. The episode is in there. In fact, I'll link it in the description. So just below, if you have a look in the description, the link to the Chase U interview will be there. But yeah, Ethan Chase was firing on all cylinders. He even hit the Chase U stomps again. But Ethan Page was just a little too good right now in their one-on-one match this week on NXT. Twisted Grin equaled Game Over. And this was all about the potential match with Ricky Saints. Nearly did it then. Ricky Saints, who was on commentary while this match was going on. And then after the match, before anything really could happen between Saints and Page, we had Sean Spears come out and nail Ricky Saints with the North American Championship. So Chase doesn't fully have his mojo back. Ethan Page is obviously heating up, and the whole thing seemed like a backdrop for Ricky Saints and Sean Spears, as opposed to anything to do with Chase U or even Ethan Page. Hank and Tank dropped the ball again. So it was Hank and Tank versus DuPont and Igui. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm trying my best here. The match was messy. The crowd likes Hank and Tank, but for me, they looked lost. Wesley's distraction helped his crew, being DuPont and Igui, I think that's his name, helped him get the win. And it looked like one of the guys might have tweaked something mid-match, but it seemed like they powered through. They got through the match. They're really trying with this team, Hank and Tank, but it's just not clicking for me yet. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens on both sides there, because they've got the bones of two decent tag teams. It's just whether it'll click. Next, Gigi and Tatum get a warm-up win. This is true, and this was pretty good actually. So Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley versus Legend and Jakara Jackson. Solid tag work from Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. Sol Ruka and Zarya showed up and did absolutely nothing. I think this was just like a pre-TNA tag title tune-up, but it was good. It was nice to watch. It was a good match. It was totally inoffensive and good wrestling. And I always say NXT's women's division is the best women's division in the world, and these are just more stars of that division getting showcased. Now, I can't be mad about that because it was fine. It was really, really good. Well, it wasn't really, really good, but it was okay, and I enjoyed it for that. But Legend and Jackson probably deserve more than being stepping stones, if I'm quite honest. And that might be a bit of a letdown for me this week. And while we're talking about biggest wins and biggest letdowns, let's have some final thoughts on this week. So it was all about setting the stage for Stand and Deliver. We're still a few weeks out, but we're slowly building these stories. I think the problem, not a problem, but the one of the things we're having to battle against this year is the amount of time now between Elimination Chamber and the last NXT PLE, which was wasn't even a PLE, was it? It was an episode special. Roadblock and the actual Stand and Deliver in WrestleMania. We're seeing it on both sides of the divide. We've seen it on NXT and on the Raw and SmackDown side as well. It's such a long way that we're able to take our time with these stories, but we're almost expecting bang, 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 and some things are going to have to breathe. So we are still setting the stage. And for me, the biggest wins this week was Stephanie Vaquer winning both matches, retaining both titles. She is obviously NXT's MVP at the minute. Oba Femi's cold-blooded beatdown of Javon Evans, I actually really enjoyed that. And I think, even though I love Javon Evans, I think that Oba Femi being a bit more ruthless is a really good move for him. And then Trick Williams stayed in the spotlight, absolutely. He went missing for a few weeks after he lost the title. And I'm glad that he's well in the main story now, and he should be, because he's probably one of the better talents on NXT. And then biggest letdowns this week, if I had to be totally honest, I think the weird babyface distraction by Jordan Grace didn't do anything for me. The Meta Girl stuck in repeat losses, not ideal. And then I suppose the tag division, the men's tag division in general, feels a bit lost in the shuffle at the minute. So that's a bit of a letdown for me as well. I love my tag team wrestling, and I want to see them make more of a priority of it. However, you know, the show overall was really, really good. And when you look forward to next week, you got Oba Femi, Trick Williams, Javon Evans. Are we going to get confirmation of that triple threat match? That's what we're looking for. Stand and deliver. NXT title, Oba Femi, Trick Williams, Javon Evans. That is what everybody wants. Like Al Snow used to say. And then we'll have more fallout from Fatal Influence's attack on Stephanie Vaquer. And I suppose the last thing is that I'm really looking to see that we get confirmation of Ricky Saints versus Sean Spears for the North American title. Will that happen next week? Will that happen at Stand and Deliver? What's Ethan Page got to do with it? Are we going to get there? So, yeah, looking forward to that. Those three things. I don't think we've necessarily got any matches announced. I will have a quick check now because, hey, I've been wrong before. And while we can, we have the beauty of the internet in front of us. Let's have a look. If anything's changed in the few hours since I last checked. And now, yeah, it's been signed next Tuesday. So yeah, we've got confirmation. Next Tuesday, we're going to see Ricky Saints battle Sean Spears for the NXT North American Championship. And if I'm honest, I can probably see Ricky Saints winning that quite. I know that seems quite sudden after his debut on NXT, but I can see him taking that title in that match if Sean Spears was only ever to be a transitional champion. Yeah, that's it. That's money. That's the money match next week. Saints Spears. Yeah, let's do it. And that's another Red Hot episode of The Burning Truth in the book. Stephanie Vaquer is on a tear. Oba Femi is smashing his way to Stand and Deliver. Trick Williams just can't stay out of the chaos. But for now, I want to hear from you in the comments below. Should Oba, Trick, and Javon collide in that triple threat match? Is that what we want? That's what I want. Is that what you want? Can anyone stop Stephanie Vaquer before Stand and Deliver? Big question there. And what's DarkState's end game? What are they doing? Because right now they seem lost as well. So who are they coming for? What's the point of them? What do you think? And remember, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So if you love wrestling and you want to help with this channel growing, we'd really appreciate it. I'm sorry that I'm half asleep this morning and not doing my best work, but I promise I'll be back and fighting fit for next week. So please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I mean, it's all free to do, right? It doesn't cost you anything. So just do it. Just do all the good stuff because we love you. Hit the bell, turn on your notifications, spread the word, share it. Let's build a community together. And as always, stay hyped, stay wrestling, and I'll see you next time on The Excel.